So of course, during all the half hour to hour of testing, things work smoothly. It seems like I got everything going, and then as soon as we start actually going live and trying to do things, Twitch wants to be a real pain in the butt. But as I was saying, we're gonna book Gamma. We're not gonna let if it drops. We're just going to let it drop and then try and join back up. We're gonna be playing as Garth. Keeping things pretty basic right now. Just so everyone can see. We're going to play as the owner so we don't get fired. That way you guys can make as many ridiculous matches as you want. Alright, so there was already one request. And he's been a fan of mine for a while, and he's a big, I don't want to say a big name on the boards because there aren't big names and little names, but he's someone who's around on the boards a bunch. Michigan Hero asked that I sign Toby Sorkin, so I'm going to do so. 2 years, 4 fights. This seems good. He doesn't like the performance scale. Yeah, I guess I'm willing to bump it for Michigan Hero. Alright, so if anyone else knows the 2001 Cornwallis, maybe you've been playing the demo, and you would like to suggest anyone to hire, that's fantastic. But until then, we're going to make our first show. And I'm kind of going through here and showing you. That's just if you haven't played the game before, you are running a MMA company. Gamma, in this fictional world, is very similar to UFC and ours. And in order to book a show or to make a show, you want to go to matchmaking and add show. So our show, we'll want to have it broadcast, and we want to start with a pay-per-view. So CANN is a television company. USA Free Choice is a pay-per-view. So let's add the pay-per-view. And we already got, I don't think I'll be able to add CM Punk at this point in time. Let's give him a proper amount of time to train and everything. 3 weeks or so should be good. And we will run it in Las Vegas. And we don't want it to be a TV show, so I'm not going to do that right now. So we don't have our main event yet. Let's save this for now. Not yet. And I want to check one thing, if everything doesn't break. My broadcast team. See, I don't have one right now. So, I know Garth Ward. And I believe Belfort are two very good announcers who could do the job very well. So we want to make sure we have them on. So matchmaking. We've made our show. We have the preliminaries and the main fights. We don't have either right now. Here's where the magic happens. Add fight. So I'm going to go right into the heavyweight for our main event. And because James Foster is one of the he's the poster boy of MMA at this time, I guess you could say. He's on a huge roll, as you could tell. Each one of these fires is how big of a roll And I know it cuts off. Let me see if I can do it where it's all on screen. So I'll read it. This indicates that the fighter has momentum. The more momentum icons he has, the better he is doing and the faster he will gain popularity. So he is the champion. He's male. And he is, I believe, as hot as you can be. I believe five fires is as big of a winning streak or a popularity streak as you can be on. So we look at who he could face. Christopher Sharp, he's 35 and 13, 2-2 in the company, which isn't great. He's number 6 ranked. Well, an easier way to do this, instead of going through everyone, is to go to rankings. And you can see here we have 14 heavyweights, and this ranks them as well as lets us know what their records are and their record in the company is. So, looking at this, the rankings would suggest we go with Tim Boyer, Raul Hughes, or Rav Kapoor. And if I mistake names, I do apologize. So let's look at these guys before we make our decision. Boyer last defeated Raul Hughes in August of last year, which helps his case against Hughes. So he's coming off that big win, but he only has one little fire guy here. Raul Hughes also has one little fire guy, but he just lost to the guy that's ranked above him. And Rav has all 5 fires, coming off a win. He's 1-0. He's 10-0 overall. He's the guy he's coming up the ranks. So I'm gonna throw it to the chat. Who would you like to see face Foster? And this is something I do quite a bit in. I'm gonna test something here. Stay with me. Oh, don't break. It kind of broke. Okay. All right. So I am just doing some housekeeping here. You will have to excuse me. This is one of the nice things about Twitch, and at the same time, one of those things that, you'll never have everything the way you want it. Alright, let's center this up a little bit here. There. Not bad. Vote time. Kapoor, Boyer, Hughes. Vote away. I could definitely see where a Mr. Corporeal is coming from, but and yeah, you're right. He's only mid-level regional, but if you compare it to Boyer's low-level national. So this would be a much better main event than Kapoor. Actually, they're both superb main events. So Foster can carry. We got Votes coming in. We got 2 for Hughes, but I think there's a little bit of the Tew bias coming in from his time in Inspire. Give it another minute here. Let some votes trickle in. Oh, here they come. Here comes the Boyer votes. So we'll move it to Timmy Boyer. They fought once before. Foster won. Forgot to set the title. So you can see what weight class you want it to be in, and then add the championship that you want to add. You could add multiples as well for unification purposes. So let us add that fight. We should probably add the sub main as well. And I'll kind of go over how I play games, or at least MMA games like this. So you go back in the event history, and I just sort of do it in a rotating manner. So you had the heavyweights, you had I believe this is the lightweights, welterweight. You had the super heavyweights, which it's very, very difficult to get popularity off of them, so that'd be a low-level event. You have the lightweights, which are kind of the same as the supers, and then the middleweights. So the next guys up would be the welterweights, but it would be rough, I guess, to put them in and then have them next. Looking towards the future, it'd probably be a super heavyweight or a lightweight bout that I would put in the semi-main to build up some popularity. But where did my screen go? Uh-oh. I see it, guys. I see it. Don't worry. This is a XSplit problem. Okay. We're back. We're live. Let's go. Let's add another match here. So we got Foster and Boyer as our main. And it seems as if I'm reading the chat right, they want a Rav Kapoor keep your momentum up match. So who does he face? Should he face someone like Gladstone Lopez, who he was the former big name who just got beat by Foster? Does he face someone like a Leon Banks, who's an older guy who's sort of fallen off? I'm going to let you vote for anyone on screen right now. Who is not red. Go for it. Because I like having Kapoor there. But a can is a... we got... See... let me check. A good question there by Jay Herr. His previous match was against Randall Donnelly. So, preferably don't pick Randall Donnelly, which would be very easy because he's not there. So we got Hughes versus Kapoor, a can, Kapoor Gladstone, Banks, McCall, who were both cans, basically. Hughes. Oh, David asked that. I'm so sorry, Jer. Another McCall. So right now it's between McCall, because I'm counting McCall as a can. He's 3 and 4 in Gamma. Come on, guys. Oh, David jumps in with McCall. Peter wants to make sure it's a really, 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 really easy win for him. So it's a tie between McCall and Hughes. I'm going to be the tiebreaker and say McCall. Because he has a mohawk. I mean, and McCall has that negative momentum. So more than likely, it'll be an easy enough win. Plus, McCall lost via TKO because he got his leg kicked. I mean, come on, man. It seems like there's a lot of love for Raul Hughes, though. So why don't we get him on the show as well? Mr. Hughes. I think he's ready. Yeah, he's ready to get going. Who would Mr. Hughes face? Yes, J-Her it is. Based off the Cornellverse. I'm looking in to see who was. Oh, Lopez. Gladstone Lopez. That would be the semi-main. And it looks like there's a couple people who want that. And these are both guys coming off of losses. So wow. Raul Hughes just what's the politically correct way to say this? Well, he's ducking it. He doesn't want to take the fight. I don't know, man. That's a really hard fight because he's saying it's. So should we move Hughes down to the light heavyweight division then? I could show how to do that. Let me show how to do that. Alright, so here's your roster screen. This shows everyone in your company. So let us go to Raw. And let's see if we can't go to his weight class and drop him down, because his best weight's 212. So he's probably better suited to the light heavyweight division anyway. So I'm going to do that. Apply. So that's how you do that. You could also see his contract, his ranking, all that stuff. So now that we have moved him officially to the light heavyweight division, we're not going to give him a title match because I just don't do 2 titles in one show. But Raul Hughes, how about a very Total Extreme Wrestling Raul Hughes versus Mike Watson match? Is it the same Mike Watson? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So Raul Hughes versus the top light heavyweight contender, which would be Spencer Rubenstein. Um, uh, let's see. Let's put it up to vote. Vote. Spencer Rubenstein or Mike Watson. I'm counting D-Bone's vote, even though he did it before the vote. Oh, that's a runaway. Okay, I'm not even going to. I guess I'm not even going to add the fight. Raul Hughes, Mike Watson in an Inspire Championship match. Apparently, this would be a great main event, so this is now our semi-main. And this is how you move fights up and down the card. Whoop. And I would just like to point out something. Here is your personal assistant. You get little messages that tells you what you're doing right and wrong. So we only have 3 fights. We need 4. And we don't have any on the preliminaries. And we need 8 total fights. You can do 4 prelims, 4 main fights. You could do... there's a lot of different ways you could do it as long as you have at least 4 main fights and at least 8 total fights. So let's go back. One of the things that I stated that I want to do is, I believe it was help out our super heavyweights who are, if you look at their rankings, they're coming up in 2 shows. And Gary Sampson is still their guy. I would kind of like to pop him off of second and move one of these guys, one of these 5 guys here. So, oh, hello, Dave Scott. How goes it? So you have these 5 here. You can make a match. Make a match between spots 3 and let's go with 6. Vote it up. Do it to it. Well, I'm a little behind on the chat because it got going there. JKM, the game's awesome. 3 was really fun. Basically, and this is going to sound like just being a straight up kiss ass, but I anything Adam puts out, I had a lot of fun. So, like, Comic Book Hero was one of his lesser popular games, but like I really enjoyed it. So it looks like we got some votes for Ryan, a lot of votes for Ryan, some votes for Paul. If I'm looking at it right, I mean, Ryan's going to be the guy that people want. I want to do a CBH stream, but CBH on my computer is very unstable for some reason. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the fact that I installed it without being in admin mode. So I would need to fix it. And I have this now, and I have 2 that I'm behind on. So it's unfortunately even further on the back burner right now. So from what I see, I'm thinking it's going to be Paul. I think it's Paul and Ryan is going to be what we pick. So Frank, Paul, and Kel Ryan which would apparently be a main event anywhere in the world. So now we have 4. So now we have to make decisions. Do we want to have any... Oh, Finish Line's another good game. Do we want to have any signings right now? Oh, my computer's going crazy. Hold on 1 second. I need to put sound under it to let it vent. So Dave asked, what do the swords mean? These? I'm a little unsure what you mean by the swords. Was it in Ad Fight? Where did you see swords? Yeah, if it's the crossbones, that just means that they have negative. Oh man, if you do that, I will definitely be down to watch. I think the crossbones, if that's what you were talking about, means that they have negative. Oh! I just moderated a few people for this chat in case some people, because it was advertised on the site, in case people came in to troll, they could take care of it. I just did the 2 people who are here. So here's who I generally grab. I forgot his name though. I look at people with like only about 5 fights and we're based in America. So you got all these people here who you can bring in. Some of them are already in. So let me shortlist this down. To available for hire, which will get rid of some of the guys here. And we want to drop the list down even further to male. So now we got a very short list of people we can bring in. And I'm just going through real quick here. But if you A, know of anyone who you like, or B, want to bring anyone in the Jeff Hardy lookalike. This guy right here. Ralph Concannon. Who is 5-0 and is in the lightweight division. There's a the original, I'm not sure. Who's the guy that looked like Taker? Let me see if I can find him. This guy? Den Bickersteth? I'll bring him in. Yeah. So here's a thing. Delegate. You can either fully delegate or partially delegate. I guess I'll just read this off. Delegating a contract offer means that you allow the AI to handle the entire process. The 2 options are full, which means that the AI will handle the entire process without any input from you, and partial, which means the AI will handle everything up until the actual signing. So, I've done this. I've tested it. It's nice, especially if you're trying to just quickly bang, 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 go through games. But I'm not sure if it's something that I would do. Let's see here. Let's make this offer. People need performance scales. And then I wanted to bring in Ralph, who's going to want a performance scale and a guaranteed fight. Make an offer. Good. And then if I remember correctly, should be at least this guy. Not Big Magic. Apparently, whose name I cannot remember. But he's like the son of a famous boxer. So he has big popularity. And he's the type of guy you want to bring in. Yep. Lamont Banner. And I would like to not only bring him in, but I would like to have him debut on this show. So now we're going to advance a few days before we do the prelims. Here's something we forgot to do. And also, you can see why I did not advance the numbering. Because if you do this, it stays at 40 when you click that button. And you save it. And now it should have moved on. I could be wrong and it was just a bug in the demo, though. I like how 10 people in the chat told me Lamont Banner. Unfortunately, the chat's way behind. So, yeah. I'm not sure if it came up in time, but... Oh, good. Desmond Orton. And he kicks people. Punts them in the head. I wonder if he... Oh, man, he looks really boring. Really boring. But it is cool that people do that. So, let's see. Alright, so I was looking to do this, and as we continue along, I'll talk about it. We'll add in on Friday, so 2 more days. I would like to give away a copy of this game. So, if anyone... Let's see here. What number should I put it at? We're currently... I'm showing at 19 viewers. If we can get to 25, I will give away a copy of this game. So, that should be nice. Really? Lamont, you're going to go for XCC? I don't think so. So I'm going to keep an eye on my viewer count, which I can see on mine. Let's add in some prelims, though. We have a super heavyweight, a light heavyweight, so we can use a prelim welterweight. I guess you don't need to, but why not keep it nice? So if we look at our rankings, Cooper Richardson has not debuted in Gamma yet, so let's look at him. So he's 13-5, but he has yet to debut. Let's see. Who could he go against? I don't want it to be a main event. I want it to be like this, suited to the prelims, sort of build up Cooper Richardson. So let's yay or nay on prelim Richardson v. McAllister. Yay or nay? Vote. Or vote. Okay, so David, cancel vote. So David Corporeal in the chat, as you could all see, he makes a very good point. They both are